What's up? It's Jay here. Welcome to ARIYA, a channel designed to give you a new, empowering paradigm of reality. Remember, if you don't control your reality, it controls you. And today, I wanted to share with you some tips of how to recognize a really old soul. By the way, if you are an old soul watching this, please type old soul in the comments below. I'm an old soul as well. Let's be friends. And so there are 3 easy signs that will tell you whether someone you're dealing with is a young soul or an old soul. Sign number 1, how they learn. For a young soul who didn't have many incarnations on this planet, they have to learn everything. And sometimes, if they're really young, you can see someone making literally every possible mistake, whether it's their relationships, whether it's their choice of life path, whether it's just the simple everyday things. It's like you have to explain them everything, and they honestly don't understand because they have to learn from scratch. They're new. They are just starting their path. And this is why they make so many mistakes, and this is why learning often comes harder to them, because they actually have to start from the level 0. Whereas with an old soul, if you talk to them, you have a feeling that you don't need to teach them anything, because anything you say, they just know it. So all they need to do is to remember, because they've been through so many lifetimes and so many places, and they've done so many things. Most of what they encounter in this life, they've already dealt with at some point, and so it's not new. And they do things with a seeming ease, which sometimes may be even enviable, because other people think, well, how unfair is that? That guy can just do things that I've been trying for years to get right, and he just gets them right on the fly. And this is because when you see someone like that, they've done it so many times that they don't need to learn anymore. They just need to remember. The second sign is the amount of power. And the amount of power, I mean the personal power that radiates from that person, has to do with the structure of their mind. And so our mind is a mechanism, it's a machine, well, an energy machine, that decides on how strong and how powerful and how influential we can be. And it's customizable, and it's changeable, and it's moldable to your desire. Most people don't realize that, but it's true. Every time you train yourself to do something, every time you learn something new, every time you try to develop yourself, your mind changes. You are actually restructuring your mind. And so the more time you spend doing that, it's like the more time you spend working out, the bigger your muscles are, providing that you're training in the right way. The more time you spend training your mind, the stronger and the more powerful it becomes. And as it becomes more powerful, it means that it's capable of holding more of the universal energy of light within. And this is what creates that authentic, powerful presence and influence, that energy radiating from you. And that is only achieved through many, many lifetimes of training. So when you see someone who is naturally very powerful, you will know that they are an old soul. Sign number 3 is a general attitude to this world. Because the younger a soul, the more excited they are to explore everything this world has to offer. And the more they're likely to get involved with things that are happening here, the more likely they are to get addicted to things and being completely lost in them. And it can be anything, it can be not just drugs, but it can be entertainment, it can be sex, it can be relationships, it can be just exploring things that really becomes their obsession. Whereas the older a soul gets, the more knowledge and the more experience they have, this world, with all its illusions, pretty as they are, is starting to lose its grip on them. And so, although they enjoy it, obviously, because otherwise they wouldn't be here, but it's like enjoying a good movie, as opposite to being addicted to let's say watching Netflix or playing computer games. So for someone who is addicted, it's a disempowering place to be because they are being controlled by that illusion that is created and played out in their mind. Whereas for an old soul who has seen so much and has discovered so much already, they realize that this world is fleeting, it's temporary, and there is something eternal and powerful and real within them. And so they tend to turn their attention within more and more. And on the outside, you can see them having very few friends because of that, because not many people can understand or relate to old souls. And so they tend to turn their attention within, away from the world, which naturally creates a type of a loner. But at the same time, they are the ones who can deal with it the most effectively, because they actually get frustrated if they're getting too much involved with the affairs of this world, because they realize that they have a great mission to fulfill here. And so they see general human socializing and entertainment as a waste of time. And every time you try to involve them into something like that, saying, yeah, go, let's go have a beer, watch some film, watch football, watch whatever, they will try to find an excuse to get away from it, because they realize that their time is precious and it's better spent somewhere else. And it's better spent on self-discovery and unlocking their true power and serving their true life purpose. And so if you want to discover how old or young a soul is, just look for these 3 signs and they will tell you everything you need to know. This was Jay from ARIYA. Please leave any comments below this video. I always read them personally and reply to them. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more videos. Stay on your path and see you soon.